Hello again, welcome back. On the bright side, when you disconnect, you stay on your chocobo. So, we don't have to go all the way back through the mines again. But, as you can tell, instead of being halfway across South Gustaberg, whenever our connection lapsed, we were almost basically right outside the city gate still. Really, really irksome. Hopefully my connection stays stable, and then I can just stitch this all together in Premiere later. Honestly, it's making it hard to keep track of what exactly we need to do. Also, because we're White Mage sub, the Cassie Earring actually gives us 50 more HP, so we've got 900 HP total. 904 actually. And it's probably actually not a bad thing. It's like we could still cast Cure 3 twice or something, and that's all you'd really use White Mage sub for on Warrior. Or teleports if I was a higher level or something. I actually only kept it in case we need to like cast Sneak for some reason, but we're going here for Bastok Mission 4 Tac 1, where we're gonna have to kill 20 copper quad evs. And it should be a breeze with trusts. But we're also unlocking Dark Knight, so we'll see. Assuming Comcast doesn't take a giant dump on my connection again. I always felt like these remnants of trees that hang off of these mountains right here look kind of like slugs. Set of trees, but I suppose they're supposed to be the remnant of trees or something. I honestly don't know why they bothered putting them in. It's unbelievable that any sort of tree would grow in this environment that Bastok has, but maybe it's some sort of context clue. And names are back on. I wish I could have a config setting to keep them off by default. I like the look of link pearls by names, and names look okay, but like, I don't know, they just, it's not like they break my immersion or anything. I'm not really immersed, but they just sort of, I don't know, clash. Especially when there's too many of them on the screen at one time. Like if we were in a full alliance of people, just imagine like 17 other names, and then anyone who was outside of the alliance all crowding up screen space. Like, it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare. We might be getting a cutscene with Carbuncle's Ruby. Yep. The yellow light. Okay, that's Earth. So we got 3 out of 7 now. Cool beans. Oh, hey, there's the cavernous maw. I guess it had time to load in on this run through. Or maybe I just didn't pay attention last time I ran through here. Or at least on recording. Now remember, we're going to Budu in Pashout Marshlands. It's the Quadev stronghold. It's the equivalent of Devoy, but for Quadevs. And yeah. We don't need to stop off to try to kill Gilly Dew or anything. We got the Estramaken last time we killed him. Which honestly, the Estramaken at this point isn't even that great. I could probably just sell it. But I'll probably keep it for leveling Dark Knight or Rune Fencer later on. I also looked up some things. It turns out I can actually unlock access to other expansion areas already. Apparently the access point for most of them is level 30. You just gotta know what to do. But it's kind of unreal to do that. Like, unless I just want to get the jobs to start leveling them. And I might for Rune Fencer because its unlock job quest seems kind of simple. The problem is the areas you get dumped in are like anywhere from level 70 to level, 95 monsters, and some of them are over level 100. And so like we wouldn't be fighting anything, and I'd have to definitely buy invisible. Some of the monsters are true sight if it's nighttime, or true sound if it's nighttime. So like I can't go there during nighttime and all that. I don't know, I really hate doing things out of sequence, or what I consider out of sequence. There is no sequence to this game actually, though. It's all just one world. It's a living, breathing world, and you're just sort of here for the ride. You're special, mind you. They remind you of that several times. Well, like, you're not so special except for Rhapsodies that, it's imperative that you do these missions right away or anything. If anything, I'd say the storyline in this game for the expansions, it's kind of hands-off unless you're like actively going through it and are a good ways into it. Because the start of every storyline is relatively the same. There's like a mystery, there's a question. You don't know why certain things are happening. So you delve into them with the information you have, looking for the reason for the stuff that's happening. Then it turns out the reason for the stuff that's happening is far bigger than you could have possibly realized or imagined, or too big for you alone, so you need to enlist the help of others. And sometimes this means enlist the help of adventurers or your trusts, and other times this means the help of NPC characters, and they're part of the storyline. And a couple of the expansions have a lot of characters in them that you will be meeting and doing help with. But then most of them just have like one girl character that's sort of like the waifu for that expansion. And so it's kind of like a crisis of the day thing, and you're basically teaming up with a princess superhero sort of thing. I mean, that's an oversimplification and makes it sound kind of meh. It's actually more interesting than that, but on a surface level, that's what's happening. Like, that's like the Cliff Notes. Here we are, Pashout Marshlands. This zone is actually much uglier than Jugner Forest or Merifatod Mountains even, in my opinion. You can see there's a lot of lakes, and they're all called marshes. And Hoaxmarsh up here has Leech Notorious monsters. And everything in the zone is like high 20s to mid 30s in level. There's like Malboros here and stuff. But where we want to go is all the way in the east. This little obvious zone line. That's actually the entrance to Budu. And I don't know which will trigger first. I don't know if the Dark Knight quest line will trigger first, or if the mission 3 tac 1 will trigger first. But we got to go there for both of them, and we'll have to zone in and out. Also, I'm pretty sure the only weather that ever happens here is rain. And there's crawlers and quadivs. But as far as ugly zones go, it could be worse, I suppose. Thing about it is it's supposed to be a marsh, but to me it doesn't really look like or feel like a marsh. The surface water here that's like supposed to be brackish mud or whatever, it's not brown enough. There's too much land. Like, these plants sort of look realistic for a marsh, but I don't know. I don't know. It just doesn't scream marsh to me. And even if it did, it would probably still be relatively ugly. There's also not really a lot of reasons to come here. I know there's a few notorious monsters, but I don't think they drop anything that's really, really worthwhile. Although I used to, in the very northwest corner at Hoax Marsh, I used to try to get the leech in him that's up there, and the other leeches, because they drop Beastman blood, and at one point in time when the game was very active, a stack of Beastman blood would sell for 120,000 gil. But Beastman blood is kind of a rare drop on leeches. They're more likely to drop nothing than they are to drop Beastman blood. And so I actually found myself there for way longer, basically getting nothing of any consequence done. I killed the notorious monster that's up there. I think his name is Bloodpool Vorax. Like 3 or 4 times. I don't think I ever got his drop. I don't even remember what his drop is. That's how bad it is. Like, I don't even remember. I guess I could look it up. Bloodpool Vorax. I think it was also something that you could sell for money. Let's see. Beastman Blood, Blood Bead Amulet. Oh, it's a necklace that's level 20 that gives 15 HP. Man, that sucks. But Bloodpool Vorax himself is only like level 25, so he's an easy kill. Okay, so we got the Mithril Musketeer cutscene first. Copper Quadiv, and only Copper Quadiv. 20 of them each. Okay. 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 So I guess we could kill these first before we try to zone back out and zone back in to meet Zaid. We can grab this book too that'll let us warp here in the future, because we'll have to come back here. Also, you'll notice, you probably noticed there was a goblin at the start of this zone and at the start at Devoy. They like let you rewatch cutscenes that occur here, so if you wanted to like rewatch the story, you could. And we're just gonna grab DPS trust, I think, because we don't really need. We're not really gonna need healing very much, and it'd be kind of funny to grab like Naji and have him working alongside us, even as a trust. Because I'm sure he's eager as beaver to be out here. So this is the first copper quadrav. And these will link. Quadavs all link, so. That's one copper quadrav. Oh yeah, also, we got new traits on warriors. We hit level 40, smite and damage limit plus. Smite literally increases your attack power or your damage, something like that, for wielding a two-handed weapon by some percentage value. And weapon, or limit damage plus, increases the floor for the variable known as lowercase p diff, which is like the physical difference or something like that, which is like the difference between your attack and the enemy's defense, which determines how much damage you'll actually deal. And since the floor gets raised, it's basically saying that it's going to increase the lowest amount of damage you can do to the enemy. And this lets you do more total damage and have higher damage ceilings as well, because everything gets if the floor gets lifted, everything gets lifted. At least the way I understand it. So, let's see, we've killed 2, this is 3. There's Halver again, getting TP faster than any player could ever get. 4. There's number 5 right there. I like how Naji provoked it and it didn't even look at him. So he hit it so hard. Yeah, these quadavs don't even aggro us. The ones up top there would. They're like decent challenge probably. Yeah. Okay, so this is number 6, right? Whoa, 580 damage? What the hell? Okay, I'll take it. That's probably because we have Berserk and we just gained Smite and the level difference and all that. Voodoo is kind of an interesting dungeon. It's got a bunch of caves and like goes in and out of I don't remember what the inner part of it's called, like the subterranean part, but there's actually a zone line that goes inside, and I for the life of me can't remember what it's called, but I could probably look. But basically, there's these like shrines on the outside. One's called the Mute, and the other one's called like the Cursed one or something. You talk to the Mute to get this silence effect, so you can't cast magic. But whenever you run past the Cursed one or whatever, you won't get cursed. Pretty useful, because Curse slows down your movement speed. The Afflictor, there we go. Says you feel cold. You feel lightheaded, but only briefly. That was at 7. And this is going to be 8. And this is going to be 9. But yeah, if you don't talk to the Mute and get silenced, when you run past the Afflictor, you get Curse. And your movement speed slows down. Ooh, this is going to be 10. We're already halfway there. Your total HP goes down. You get like a slow effect. The curse lasts like half an hour, etc. So if you're actually trying to get through this place or get deep into this place, then you wind up shooting yourself in the foot. Here's number 11. Man, Stormwind didn't even do as much as Shield Break. Maybe we got like a double attack on the Shield Break earlier or something. And we didn't have Berserk on that tournament either. That was number 11, right? So this is number 12. Caterpillars, huh? You could probably farm silk thread off them. Crawlers usually drop silk thread, and it's used in like cloth craft and stuff. And the earliest place to run into crawlers is actually around Windurst. There's like low level, like level 4, level 5 crawlers. They're basically like the hill lizards of Windurst or whatever. Like that's the most comparable monster I can think of for the level range. And there's a notorious monster there's a crawler near Windurst called, in eastern Saruda Baruda, called, I think it's like Spiny Spinini or BPP or something like that. It drops like some cape that gives +1 mind and 3 light resistance. This will be number 13. Oh, level 100 axe skill. You learn Armor Break. Skill chain attribute, Impaction. So the same as Shield Break, but lowers target's defense instead of lowers their evasion. So, depending on the situation, more useful. Although, in the old days, neither of those used to really work very well. Because their additional effect, like the lowering of armor and evasion, depends on like magical accuracy, and I think they were also bugged. So it was just like a whole thing. Now I guess we're getting into a part of Voodoo where the quadevs are starting to get stronger, so we'll probably just turn around. Hey! 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 Get back here. Come on, jerk. There you go. You only registered as tough. You know, no need to try to play it like you're cool. Warcry generates enmity, or it used to. So we should be able to pull it back here and have it good, maybe. Maybe not. Armor Break barely did anything to it. That's okay though. I just wanted to kill it to see if it would drop a scroll. Magic casting beastmen always have a chance to drop some sort of scroll. Usually a spell that's within their like level range or whatever. Not always, and we probably have most of the spells that we care about, but it's worth a shot, you know. Like, I'm pretty sure if you kill goblin leechers, which are white mage goblins, in Valkyrie Dunes, they all have a chance to drop Scrolls of Sneak, Scrolls of Invisible, and Scrolls of Deodorize, which are the white magic spells that, you know, silence your footsteps, turn you invisible, and eliminate your scent. Because some enemies, they track you by your scent. But I think it's a flawed concept anyway, because when you cast something that is related to detection on you, if you've got aggro and you're getting hit actively, then it just wears off anyway. So you'd have to be able to put distance between you and the creature that was tracking you by scent. And I'm pretty sure the only beastman that tracks by scent is orcs. They aggro by sight, but they track by scent. So if you run across a stream and they're chasing you, they'll actually stop at the stream edge and despawn because they can't track you across water because they don't have your scent anymore. Oh, what? We killed 13 Quapper Quad-Ups now? Or maybe 14? I think if we go back to the start, they'll have started to respawn. But, I'm not exactly... I don't exactly know my way around here, and we don't have a map. I don't think, anyway. Yeah, we don't have a map. But it's not too hard. Old quad-ups. Oh, we zoned. This is going to be the inner place. Coolan Dome. Yeah, this place in Coolan Dome is for the next rank mission, I think. It takes you into a room that has like a crystal sort of thing in it, which I think they refer to as Magicite. But also, because we zoned back into Budu, we should, yeah, we're running into Zaid now. Yep, I killed over 100 worms with it for zinc ore. Walk down the bloody path of the Dark Knight, but it might be wise to confront your past first before you make your decision. Your training to become a Dark Knight is already complete. As long as your blade craves for the souls of your enemies, our paths may cross again. Until then, farewell. Okay. So, we unlocked Dark Knight. But we still gotta kill, what, like 7 more Copper Quadivs? Yeah. Yeah, but we've got half of the standard advanced jobs unlocked now, and we've got Summoner flagged, we've got Bard flagged, we're halfway done with the prerequisites for Beastmaster, so that just leaves for the Zillart jobs, Dragoon and Samurai. Neither of which are that hard to unlock, but both of which are kind of annoying. Man, how long is it going to take for these Quapper Quadevs to respawn? I thought the respawn time was supposed to be like 5 minutes now. Oh, and none of our trusts are here anymore because we zoned. Oh, there's Quappers. Okay, let's get our trusts back out so they die quickly. And so I don't have to care about shit. There's some notorious monsters that spawn around in Voodoo on the outside that are like in level 40s that drop some pretty good stuff. But none that I particularly care about. What was that? That was 14, so this is 15. Afflatus Solus. I think you get that at level 40 White Mage. It adds a small stone skin effect to your cures. I think the stone skin is... It's either 1/2 or 1/4 of the amount cured, but it might be the actual amount cured. I'd have to look it up. And that was... what? That was 16? So this is 17. So we just need 3 more, but I'll probably kill 21 just to be sure, you know. So this is 18. Such an oddly specific mission objective too. I don't think... It's been a long time since I did the other nation quest lines, or mission lines, but which I'll be doing on this character as well. But I don't think they ever ask you to go do this at the other Beastman strongholds. Like, I don't remember going to Devoy and being asked to kill, like, 20 orcish far killers, or whatever the hell. Although each nation missions They're usually unique, and they usually all have their own little, like, fuck the player moment going on in them. For instance, the rank 9 Bastock missions, you have to do both of them. 9 TAC 1 is, so this is 19, 19th Quapquata. Rank 9 TAC 1 is fighting a slime that spawns in a cave, and the location it spawns at is surrounded by monsters that are aggressive. And this was like at level 75 anyway. They were aggressive to level 75s. I think they were like even matched tough to level 75 for the monsters that were around its spawn area. And then on top of that, was this 19? Okay, 19. On top of that, the slime is really hard to kill because the well, one, it's the slime, and two, it's like level 70 or something, and no, it's probably level 75 or 80. I don't know. I don't know what level it is, but point is, it's hard to kill, and every time you kill it, it splits in half and turns into 2 slimes, which have half of the HP that it used to have. But the thing about it is that each of those slimes, and I zoned again, son of a bitch. I always forget about this, like, Cool and Dome early access, like, zone thing. Yeah, but the train, please work. What was I even saying? Something, something, the thing about it is, blah, blah, blah. What is this? This would be, oh, these would be 20, but if we get too close to that, we'll get cursed. So we don't want to get too close. We want to, like, provoke them out of there. Because we haven't talked to the, we haven't talked to the mute. Theoretically, that's 20, but let's run back to the mute real quick and get muted. Can't believe I lost my train of thought because of that surprise Cool and Dome. What was I even talking about? Whenever I rewatch this before I upload it or whatever, I'll figure it out. And if it's important, I'll talk about it again. Probably not important, though. Wait, what? We talked to the mute. What? What? I guess maybe you, even when you're muted, you can't get, like, right next to the thing. That's strange. Oh, but hey, our trust didn't cast Curse on us. So when we start leaving here, we'll... Oh, wait, I know what happened. She cast a Lina on us, didn't she? Yep. Let's get in a battle right quick so that she casts Curse on us and takes this off. I don't think we need to kill any more Copper Quadovs, but we need to get out of here now. Yeah, see how we got a little stone skin from her curing us or whatever? Yeah, that's what Afflatus Solus does. Solace, I mean. But yeah, what was I talking about? Man, I should not drink before I record. Like, I'm not even drunk anymore, but like my brain is still fuzzy. Something, 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 something. Gobu Gascon. I remember that name for some reason. I don't remember how strong he is, though. We can probably take him. I'll risk getting myself killed. So he missed us. That's already a good sign. Let's go ahead and use our 2-hour and just kill the fuck out of him with Stormwind. And miss completely because we suck, apparently. But our trusts don't seem to be missing it at all. This is ADD, the Let's Play. Quadiv Augury Shell. I have a feeling that's important, so we'll keep it for later. I vaguely remember that being involved in a later mission or quest. Quadivs use this land crab shell for divination. Okay. Cool beans. I don't remember exactly how to get out of here, but we need to get out of here now that we killed all the coppers. I would think that going south wouldn't make any sense. We gotta go north to get out, right? Or at the very least, west. Yeah, at the very least, west. But it's sort of like west by northwest. And we walk on out because we've killed 20 copper quadevs. Let's put on our warp ring first, so we're ready to go. Because we killed 20 copper quadevs, we should get cutscene for mission. Yep. Good, you have all done well. We seem to only be missing Naji. Damn him, why is he always like this? Well, here he comes. He's not far behind. Hey guys, wait till you hear what I did. You were late. You almost compromised our retreat. Everyone was worried you might be injured. I'm sorry, it's been a while since I got to bash on real enemies, so I couldn't just leave without getting some extra... This mission's over. You may each go back to Bastok at your own leisure. I will report a success to Captain. Dismissed. Well, wait, you're not angry at me, are you? It may not seem so, but those two truly are great warriors. They are both the youngest people to become mythical musketeers ever. It almost seemed like this mission was a tedious chore to them. It seemed to me that this mission objective was to test us adventurers in order to select the best of us for a greater task. Dun dun dun. I don't know how Calm Wind is going to be the best one since he got out last. Then again, we were kind of mucking about. So... And we did kill extra quadevs. We were supposed to only kill coppers, but we killed more, and we also killed Gobu Gascon, so that's a whole thing. Now there should be a 3-tac-2 mission. I don't even remember what it is though. Juno, huh? Yeah, I've been there. Huh. My name's on the list of candidates, huh? Oh, Lucius, Sir Lucius himself recommended us. Yeah, sure, I'll accept the mission. Let's go to the Metalworks number 1, because it's right next to Lucius's office. Aide's office. I don't know if we talked to Hans first or not. Nope, we just go right to Lucius, I guess. Yeah, I do. Uh-huh. Okay, that's cool. Embassy in Juno, huh? Our unanimous opinion, so Captain Volker, the President, and Lucius all agree that Calm Wind should be the one to go. Okay, well, easy enough. This seems like a way bigger mission because, like, normally you'd have to hop on a chocobo by now and, like, ride all the way to Juno. But because it's current year, 2021, we just hop over to this crystal that's right next to the thing and we go straight to... We want to go to Upper Juno near the Mog House because the embassy is actually in the very top floor of Juno, which is the Rulude Gardens. Or Rulude Gardens. It has a slightly nicer music than the rest of Juno. Or it has its own theme. Or something like that. Yep. High society. What do you do? Oh, oh, okay, so Juno is literally shaped like a tower. And it has a superstructure, apparently. Like a submarine. Huh. Okay. That guy's blowing. I heard that means that he has a fully upgraded Empyrean weapon from Link Shell members earlier. It looks like he does. Yeah, fully upgraded Kaladbolg. So it actually has 314 damage. Its signature weapon skill does 10% more damage than normal, which is already a really fucking strong weapon skill. And its aftermath effect is occasionally attacks for triple damage, and the afterglow applies it to the whole party. Well, that sounds pretty insane. I don't think we'll ever get an Empyrean or a Relic weapon in this Let's Play, but who knows, maybe I'll work towards one. Hey dude, I'm here for the embassy mission. The ambassador is investigating Delpfuck Tower. Really? Oh, Wolfgang. Huh. He looks exactly like me, except he's shorter. Lord Wolfgang, huh? Oh, okay. Why are so many people after the Bastoken ambassador? The ambassador has a rare affliction and it's time for a checkup? Diseases know no borders. Every patient needs a doctor. Nationality and status matter not. So those two have some sort of interplay together. Wolfgang's the captain of the guard for Archduke Camelot. What kind of name is that? That place is crawling with fiends. Be sure to gear up in town. Well, that would be a danger to us if we were still like level 25 or something. But we're level 40 now, so we don't really give a fuck about any of the monsters on the way there or inside of the tower either. If I remember right, this is actually going to be a mildly long mission. So I think we actually have to go to the top of the tower, which kind of sucks. Let me check it out. Okay. Da-da-da. Wait, what? Oh. This mission is optional. Wait, what? Oh. This is 3-Tac-3. This is one of those rare ranks that actually has 3 missions for the fact that oh, while we're here though, let's talk to this guy. Remember we went to Abyssia a few episodes ago or whatever? On the way to Windurst? Me apologies, mate. I could have just told you everything, but there's not quite like having cold, hard reality shoved in your face. You've got a quick head resting on your shoulders, so no doubt you've already pieced it together. I'm not of this world, but a visitor come from the plane you've just paid visit to. Abyssia, we call it. Having now seen it with your own 2 eyes, it's needless to tell you the shoddy state Abyssia's in. Without so much as a howl of warning, we were overrun by fell creatures that had put nightmares to shame. Whole nations were reduced to a pile of rubble. The once blue sky turned to blood red, and the saviors we'd prayed for were all felled, one after the other. Those that weren't taken in the first wave of destruction were left to live in despair, cowering in fear so much as a shadow flickered past. Or if so much as the shadow flickered past. Please help us. We've got no hope left to save what we can find in brave souls such as ye. I beg you, be the glimmer of hope me folk and I need so badly. Yeah, hell yeah, man. Anchors what secure your essence to foreign dimensions, huh? Okay. So how do you stay in this dimension all the time? Stay in another dimension overlong, and what was temporary will become permanent. In other words, you risk losing for good the means to return home. A bunch of me mates and I are living walking proof of such a tragedy. Oh, okay, so he's stuck here permanently. It takes 20 hours. Basically 1 day per Traverser Stone. Yeah, so we're not going to have a lot of these for a while. But the good thing is, we don't have to worry about that for a while, because the monsters in Abyssia are in like the level 80s. And in later zones of Abyssia, in the high level 80s. And in the latest zones of Abyssia, the low level 90s. So like, Abyssia is a good place to go to skill up, I guess. But like, it's not really... With all the stuff they got going with Records of Eminence and all the other expansions outside of Abyssia now, it's no longer nearly as crucial as it used to be. The main reason to even do Abyssia in the first place is to make an Empyrean weapon. And Empyrean weapons are just boldly powerful, but they're very, very difficult to upgrade. So like I said, they're not really a priority for me at all, especially in regards to the Let's Play. Because, like, if I tried to record me, like, getting an Empyrean weapon and the process, like the whole process, it would literally be like 100 videos of, and then I grinded this monster, and then this monster, and this monster, and then I used the drops from them to spawn this monster, and it only dropped one of the item I need 50 of. So now I gotta do it all over again until I get 50 of that item. And then I have to do it again for another 50 of another item for from a different monster. And then I gotta do it for 75 of an item from a different monster. And then after that I gotta get 1500 heavy metal plates. And then after that I gotta get 500 rift dross. And then after that I gotta do crazy weapon skill trials and kill like 5,000 monsters with my weapon skill. And then after that I gotta get like 1,000 rift dross and like 2,000 heavy metal plates. And then after that I gotta keep grinding endlessly. I guess you can't say that the game doesn't give you anything to do. They offer you an endless grind for power. And frankly, I think that so many people got caught up in that grind for power that they forgot why they were grinding for power in the first place. Because the game teaches you need every advantage possible so you can win. At least in the old days. And then, so you're going to get every advantage possible to you. And once you have them, you still consider it not good enough, because what if a stronger monster appears? Or, you know, you can't solo every monster in the game yet, so you need more power, clearly. And plus, these items are rare, and if you get more of them, you get more social credit, you know? Like, people think you're cooler, or stronger, or better. Plus, you actually are in a lot of situations. So, Hey look, landworms. We can fight those in Korlaka Tunnel. Just another reason that Bastok is the best. Doobie doobie doop. I think there's a notorious monster that spawns over here. Also, you know what I forgot? I could have started the quest. There's a quest that, it's not with this immediate area, but like on the southern side of Qufum in the west, that's where a quest is involved for Beastmaster unlock, but I think it has to be nighttime. So maybe after we finish this quest, we can do that quest. But I don't really know, because it's not been on my mind. Also, as far as leveling jobs goes, I don't think it matters much anymore other than as a status symbol, but there's a hat you can get if you level the first 15 jobs that came out in the game. So that's Warrior, Monk, White Mage, Black Mage, Red Mage, Thief, Paladin, Dark Knight, Ranger, Ninja, Beastmaster, Summoner, Bard, Ninja, Dragoon, Samurai. Did I forget one? Either way, it's the first 15 jobs. If you level them all to 66 plus and do their level 70 limit break quest, which is a one-on-one fight with a mentor figure, then you get a hat that gives you +7 to all stats. And it also has a teleportation effect on it. And it's pretty cool. I never got one on my original character because, like I said, I never really leveled Summoner and I never really unlocked Bard. But most of the fights against that mentor figure are pretty easy. Some of them are kind of hard, but most of them are pretty easy. Alright, let's see what happens. We're probably going to get several cutscenes related to this tower. Speak to Lucius, go to Goggin. Climb to the 10th floor of Delkfut tower. Wait, what's going on? Chains of Promathia, huh? This is the second expansion. I figured we were gonna get this cutscene. Just like the entire Ducal Guard. Listen up, adventurers. You are to keep clear of Duckfoot's Tower. That's an order. Okay. Chapter 1. Ancient Flames Beckon. I think this is the only expansion that... Well, no, I guess Adeline does it as well. It tells you what chapter you're on every time you get to a new chapter, I think. That guy looks kind of creepy. He doesn't have any eyes. The northern line, the flow of energy has begun to reverse. That's impossible. Huh. Oh, that looks like, you know, the crag line. It's crystal line. That must be what he's talking about. I don't remember this at all. Okay, please continue the cutscene, or... Oh, god damn it! Comcast killed my internet for the third time. This has got to stop. I'm gonna call them, like, tomorrow or something. This has got to stop. Like, I cannot spend every single one of my off nights getting disconnected, sometimes for like an hour, like this. Like, I'm a night person. I do all my internet stuff at night. Fucking mad. Sorry, y'all. Again, I'll either suture the rest of this together, or I'll just continue from where I left off. Thanks for watching. Stay safe.